Okay, so inshallah we'll start with ayah number 103. Ayah number 103, Al Imran. 103. चलें आऊज़ बिल्लाहि मिनश शैतानिर रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम वअतसिमू बिहब्लिल्लाहि जमीअन वला तफर्रक़ू वज़्कुरू निअमतल्लाहि अलैकुम इज़ कुंतुम अअदाअन फ़अल्लफ़ बैन क़ुलूबिकुम फ़अस्बहतुम बिनिअमतिही इख़वाना वकुंतुम अला शफ़ा हुफ़रतिन मिनन नारि फ़अन्क़ज़कुम मिनहा कज़ालिक युबय्यिनुल्लाहु लकुम आयातिही लअल्लकुम तहतदून सदक़ल्लाहुल अज़ीम. So brothers, okay, so in ayah number 102, which we did last week, if you remember, the last hukum of Allah was وَلَا تَمُوتُنَّ إِلَّا وَأَنْتُمْ مُسْلِمُونَ, right? That do not die except in the state of being a Muslim, right? That is about death. How to die, right? How to die. How to die as a Muslim. Right? That was what Allah was saying in the last ayah. In this ayah, Allah is telling us how to live like a Muslim. Right? In Islam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had given preference to death over life. The preference is of death over life. Why? Because life of this world is temporary and is going to end. Life after death is real and it will never end. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had given preference of life after death. हमको दे दिया, हम निकाल लेते हैं. आगे बस सही है. So now how to live like a Muslim, right? Allah is telling us in this ayah. And before I translate this ayah to you, this is one ayah in which nearly none of us practice upon. None of us, illa mashallah, maybe some, but most of us don't practice on that. But Allah is saying live like this. And what is that? وَاعْتَصِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ. Hold firmly. I'tisam means to hold something firmly. بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ. Hold firmly to the rope of Allah. Habl means rope. Right? So, strongly hold on to the rope of Allah. So this is the hukum. Hold on, otherwise you will fall. Then Allah said, وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا. And do not have differences among yourselves. Do not have differences among yourselves. फिर से इसको देखिए. First thing is a hukum to do. Second is a prohibition not to do. ठीक है? So وَاعْتَصِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ hukum. وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا is prohibition. Don't do this. So hold on to the rope of Allah and do not have differences among yourselves. Now Allah is saying that وَذْكُرُوا نِعْمَةَ اللَّهِ عَلَيْكُمْ. Think about the various blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala upon you. Ni'mat Allah. Sometime in Quran Allah says mufrad, like one thing, but it means everything. No. Okay. Hablillah means Quran. Sahaba have said Hablillah means Quran. Hold on to the book of Allah. Right? And remember, whenever book of Allah is mentioned, hadith comes with it. Okay? Because any book without light cannot be read. Sunnah, Hadith is the light. Otherwise, Quran will not be helpful. So let's hold on to the Quran of Allah, because Hablillah is Quran. Right? And do not have different. Now let's think. Wadhkuru ni'matallahi alayhim. Think. Udhkuru means think. Ni'matallah, then the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala upon you. Alaykum, upon you. Now Allah is talking to the Arabs first, the Sahaba at that time. Allah is saying, إِذْ كُنْتُمْ أَعْدَاءً. Think of that time when you were bitter enemies. أَعْدَاء. فَأَلَّفَ بَيْنَ قُلُوبِكُمْ. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put love. Ta'lif al-qalb. Right? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala united your heart with love. فَأَصْبَحْتُمْ بِنِعْمَتِهِ إِخْوَانًا. And then you became like friends, which is another blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So you were enemies. When Islam came, you started loving each other, and you became ikhwana. Ikhwana means like brothers. How did this happen? Only through Quran, only through Islam. Now وَكُنْتُمْ عَلَى شَفَا حُفْرَةٍ. Think about that time when you were at the edge. Shafa means at the edge. At the edge of the pit. At the edge of the pit, the pit of Jahannam. Shafa means kinara. That you were at the edge of the pit. Hufra means pit. Gadda of Jahannam. You were about to fall. فَأَنْقَذَكُمْ مِنْهَا. Allah said, then I saved you. Anqadha, to save. Then I saved you minha, from it, from Jahannam. How did Allah save you? Through Islam, Iman, Quran. Allah said, كَذَلِكَ يُبَيِّنُ اللَّهُ لَكُمْ آيَاتِهِ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَهْتَدُونَ. Allah, in this way, I will keep on explaining, right, the ayat, the guidelines. لَعَلَّكُمْ تَهْتَدُونَ. Perhaps one day you will go on the straight path. Perhaps one day you will get the straight path. تَهْتَدُونَ. Okay, so this is the meaning of the translation of this ayah. Few things to remember in this ayah. Number one is that the help of Allah would come when we will be united. And unity should be based on Quranic principles. Hablillah. Allah is not saying just get united. No, Allah is not just be. Because unity through Quran is the real unity. Otherwise, nothing. Right? I was telling today when we were sipping coffee today, right? How many Muslims are there? Kitne the? How many Muslims? If you have, if you have this, everybody has access to Google, right? If you have how many Muslims in the world today, देखिए, रुक जाइए यार. How many Muslims in the world? सुनिए आप, देखिए, 1.8 billion it says. Another one says 1.9 million. 1.9 billion. Billion. देखिए सर, 1.9 billion. Now type how many Jews in the world. देखिए आप देखिए, do it. Jews in the world. सुनिए, 15.2 million. Only 15 million. 15 million Jews in the whole world. In the world, how many Muslims? 1.9 billion. Are there?
1 billion is equal to 1,000 millions.
1,000 millions? More, exactly. Huh? So, but this number does not matter anything when it comes to dignity, unity. Absolutely. Allah is saying that get united through Quran, bihablillah. Through Quran, get united. Without Quran, you will not be united. Why? देखिए साहब, why is it? I'll give you a few examples. सोचिए आप, how important unity is. चलें, let's say Eid Salah is taking place. Eid Salah. Eid Salah is the biggest gathering of Muslims. Now what happened is that the Imam Sahab made a mistake. A mistake in which Sajda Sahw is mandatory. Sajda Sahw is mandatory. But during the Salat of Eid, Imam must not do Sajda Sahw in Salah. Why? No, it is mandatory.
It will create confusion.
It will create confusion. Big crowd, right? People will get confused. There will be confusion. Okay, what happened? So although he made a blunder, but all the jurists, all the fuqaha said that in Eid, to save people from confusion, right? No Sajda Sahw. Right? This is the importance of unity. And then there are many other instances. I'm just giving you one. Anywhere, any place, anywhere, when अरे भाई इनसे मालूम कर लिएगा ये क्या चीज़ आई है, क्योंकि I'm waiting for something, because if not then I have to tell them what to do. So we must be united. The whole life of Rasul Sallallahu was such that any issue that will create rift among Muslims, Rasulullah gave preference to the unity of Muslims over everything else, including Salah. Achha. So Rasulullah gave preference to unity over even Salah. I told you many instances, right? That even if the Salah is becoming late, and even some Sahaba failed to pray Salah, Rasulullah, that's fine. Allah will take care of this, but don't fight. Many instances I told you, right? In Masjid Nabawi, Rasulullah said, no Salah today. Everybody prays. Why? Because there Muslims are fighting. So Rasulullah forbade Sahaba from praying Salah in Masjid Nabawi, go there. Because unity is more important than anything. When decline came among Muslims, we fight over Salah. We have gone very far away from Deen. And we think that any Islamic issue comes, if you disagree, you will start screaming, yelling. In the masjid, outside, it happens all the time. Why? Because you think that unity is not important. So yeah, unity is important if Muslims can understand this over everything. Because with disunity, right, you will not pray even salah with love and affection next to each other. You will not. When our hearts are broken, in the same saf, you are praying salah, but you are not, you are not focused. Unity, when Sahaba understood that, right, they understood it. Islam spread. Abhi kya hai? You and I are failing to understand it. That's the problem. This is why this ayah is an ayah in which I don't think anyone among us is following. We think that I'm right and unity is not important. This is important, that important. So kya hua? There are many instances in fiqh about unity. Acha, ek cheez aur bataएं. The problem is the fiqh is telling us unity is important. Right? And we fight over fiqh issues. We fight over fiqh issues. Ab suniye ab ek aur bataएं. Rasulullah said, suniye ab, sallu khalfa kulli birrin wa fajir. Bir and fajir. Rasulullah said, when you go somewhere for salah and you see the imam there, just quietly pray behind him. Do not look whether this imam is sahibut taqwa or he is fajir. Rasulullah fajir, not just sinful, fajir. Fajir means open sinner. Because this will create padda. This will create, I will not pray behind him. I will not pray behind him. Astaghfirullah. Rasul, sallu khalfa kulli birrin fa fajir. Do not create any rift. Just pray behind the imam, whether he is bir. Bir means sahibut taqwa, or fajir means open sinner. So when you go anywhere, if you have to make an imam, somebody an imam, of course you have to look who is the best among us and make him the imam. That's different, right? Because then you have to, fiqh have said that if you have a choice, right, then of course look for the most knowledgeable sahibut taqwa. But if you don't have any power, let's say you went from this masjid to another masjid, and then somebody is doing salah, you said, no, astaghfirullah, I'm not going to pray behind him. Yes?
So if you know that person is open sin, for sure, so you pray to avoid the fitna. But do you make fitna salah?
No.
So
Why? No, just pray. So, again I'll repeat, if you have the power to make somebody imam, then of course select the best person. But if you are traveling, you're from this masjid to another masjid, wherever, right? Just pray behind. Why? Unity is important. If you go to some masjid and say, astaghfirullah, I'm not going to pray. That's a big jahalat. If you are going to Madina Munawwara and not praying behind the imam in Masjid Nabawi.
So if you go to a masjid of a different sect,
pray. As long as he is Muslim, pray.
even if it's a Shia Muslim.
No, Shia. I mean, they have to be Muslim. Among Muslims, pray. If somebody is
Right, I mean
like,
it's a sect, right?
yeah. But not Shia and all those. But among Sunnis, do not look at this, so that there should be unity. जी
कि अगर मेरी हमारी कौम है या अपनी कौम डिवाइड ना हो जाए तो मैं इसको
एग्जैक्टली
इतनी बड़ी बात
बहुत बड़ी बात नहीं नासिर भाई द होल सीरतुन नबी सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम, आई एम सेइंग read entire सीरतुन नबी सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम and see how much importance Rasulullah gave to unity. And they gave importance to unity over salah, which could be some bigger than this. But no disunity. No disunity. We have come to a point where we think Unity is not important, what I think is important. So we have to understand that as long as we are all Sunnis, I mean, same belief, mashallah. Yeah, four fiqh, or even Salafis. I mean, if a Salafi is leading Salah, pray behind. Just like you are Hanafi, right? And you go to Makkah, Medina, right? They pray Salah of Asr, even Isha, very early. Very early. What is the hukum? Shh. Pray behind. Do not do phadda. इसको भी छोड़िए. Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullah alayh, he passed away. I told you this incident. Imam Abu Hanifa is the teacher of everyone. Of everyone. Imam Shafi'i is the student of Imam Abu Hanifa's student. So Imam Abu Hanifa, right? His student is Imam Muhammad ibn Hasan Shaybani. Imam Shafi is the student of Imam Hasan. Now Imam Abu Hanifa passed away. By that time, the fiqh of Imam Shafi had spread all over Egypt. He looked into hadith and he found out that witr salah should be prayed in a different way. 2 rakat and 1 rakat. Imam Abu Hanifa looked into the hadith and he found out that 3 rakats together should be prayed. Fiqh issues, no problem.
And that's the problem.
No, it's not a problem. No, in fiqh, this is not disunity. If you are praying salah, folding your hands here or here or here or not folding, that's not disunity. Rasulullah SAW prayed in each of these ways. Anyhow, so Imam Hanifa passed away. Imam Shafi heard the death news of Imam Abu Hanifa, traveled from where? From Cairo. Came where? Kufa, Baghdad. Pretty long distance, especially at that time. The whole city turned out to greet and welcome Imam Shafi. Well, alhamdulillah, this was the 2nd century Hijri. Imam Abu Hanifa passed away, Shafa, in which year? Year 150. Exactly 150. He was born in year 70 Hijri and he passed away in 150 Hijri. So those were good days when singers and actors and celebrities were looked down upon. And Imams, Fuqaha, Muhaddiseen were the stars. So the whole city turned out. Nowadays, when a Hollywood, Bollywood star comes, then the whole city turns out. Imam comes, a great Imam comes, who cares? And they'll say, okay, where is the speech in the masjid? Khana hoga, uske baad nahi hoga. Will there be food after that or not? Then I will come. Otherwise, no. But if a Bollywood, Hollywood singer, actor comes, they buy tickets. So, the criteria of good and bad had gone upside down. Upside down. Acha. So the whole city turned out. Acha. The time for Isha came. Somebody led the Salah because Imam Shafi was a Musafir. Somebody led the Salah. Now everybody was praying the Sunnah and Witr. Imam Shafi noticed that everybody is staring at him out of respect. Imam Shafi did not pray Salatul Witr the way he thinks is right. That night he switched to the maslak of Imam Abu Hanifa. He prayed three with together. Now there were big fuqaha muhaddiseen at that time in Kufa. After Salam, they said, Imam Shafi, what happened? Did you left your maslak? He said, no, I did not leave the maslak. Then why did you pray Salah 3 witr without any salam? The way Imam Abu Hanifa said. He said, I prayed out of respect towards this Imam. Out of respect towards this Imam. Unity. So the thing is that if you and I can understand how important unity is, then we would be, yes, Allah is saying don't do haram. But that's what Allah says, bihablillah. Hold on to the rope of Allah firmly. Right? Which is Quran Hadith. Right? So, and then Allah wala tafarraqu, and do not be disunited. In US they say united we stand. अच्छा है क्या? सुनिए एक बात सुनिए. इस बात सुनिए. Kufr, batil, evil. When it is united, will be victorious against truth which is not united. Which is not united. You are on haqq, you are on truth, but you are not united. But batil is united. This is the sunnah of Allah. Rasulullah said, Yadullahi ala al-jama'ah. The help of Allah will come in Jamaat. In Jamaat means when there will be unity. I'll give you an example. Let's say you have to give donation. Right? Let's say you have put aside $10,000 that I'm going to give to a masjid, let's say. You will look where to give. And the masjid in which you find unity, you will find that your money would be properly spent here. And in a masjid where people keep fighting, you will say, I'm not going to give money here. These people fight. They are not united. Okay? This is why, brothers, this ayah is so important. وَاعْتَصِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا. Right? So, take your Shafiq, the maslak thing that you understand. 4 school of thoughts, right? These are the 4 ways Rasulullah did ibadat. Each school of thought is fine. There is no padda over that.
What I mean, like some of us.
Yeah, the problem is if you think that you are always right, then you will look down upon others.
Right.
Second thing is, our Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, during his time, when let's say 2 Sahaba did completely different thing. I mean, just day and night. Rasulullah said, you are also right, you are also right. I gave you that example. Same when Rasulullah said, no salah in the masjid. Rasulullah said, no asr. It was asr salah. No asr salah today in the masjid. Why? Because in a village there was phadda, so everybody who comes, Bilal said no. Rasulullah said, no salah today in the masjid, you go there. So 2 Sahabi came late. Bilal said, no salah here. No salah here, where? There. Rasulullah said, why? There's phadda. Go there. Rasulullah need help. So these Sahaba, okay, so we have to pray Asr Salah there? Yes. I said, okay, let's go. So both of the brothers said, let's go. Rasulullah needs our help, let's go. During that time, when they were going to that village, it was far. One Sahabi said, Bhai, the time for Maghrib is about to start. If by the time we'll reach that village, the Maghrib Salah will start. So we'll lose praying Asr Salah. So let's pray. And then, so the other one said, no. Didn't you hear what Bilal said? Rasulullah said, no salah, but there. So he said, Bhai, understand, if we are not reaching there, we'll miss Asr Salah. I do not know what you are saying. I'll pray whenever I reach there because that is the hukum of Rasul. So the other Sahabi said, okay, bhai, let me pray, you wait. So this Sahabi said, Allahu Akbar, prayed 4 rakat salah and then went. The other Sahabi prayed when he reached there and the Maghrib salah had started by that time. Both of them said, who is right? Who is wrong? So they went to Rasul Sallallahu. Rasulullah said, you are also right, you are also right. No need to fight over it. You use your common sense. You understood the hikmat behind my order. And you just looked at the words only. Just the words. But you looked at the wisdom behind it. So okay, you are also right, you are also right. No padda. If there was a desi like you and me, you would have turned the other guy, you will go to Jahannam. You miss salah deliberately. So this is why, brothers, our Rasul Sallallahu told us how to unite. How to unite. Not how to wala tafarraqu. Right? So our deen was very beautiful. Now we have made it very ugly. Because we fight. We fight over everything. I mean, we have come to a point where masjids are locked. Where masjids are locked. Why? Because the people from other sects should not enter. And if they do enter, they clean the whole masjid. I was telling you, one brother, old brother, was telling me a few years ago about Lahore, Pakistan. And this is like, it could be in India, Bangladesh, everywhere in Arab. This particular brother came to US, Sunni Abab, many years ago. He was away from deen for many, many years. Finally, alhamdulillah, in this old age, he turned to Islam, mashallah, started praying salam, made tawbah. So he was telling me, nobody else, telling. He said, Hafiz Sahab, after so many years, I decided to go back to my homeland, Lahore. So he said, Jummah came, I went to the masjid, and the masjid was full. And he said that when the Imam finished reciting Surah Al-Fatiha, I got used to of saying Ameen in a loud voice. So I said Ameen. Nobody else said Ameen. Everybody said Ameen in his heart. Second rakah, same. I said Ameen in a loud voice. Nobody else said Ameen. He said, I didn't feel anything. I said, okay. After Salah, nahi. Yeah, everybody started staring at him. And look at this. He was telling me, the worst thing was that the Imam stood up on the minbar. And he said, Kaun badbakht hai? Kaun badbakht yahan masjid mein aaya hai? Jo ye Ameen tiuchi usa ka kaun hai? People say him. He's the one who's saying it. The whole Imam Sahib, he's the guy saying it. And whatever the Imam Sahib would say, he said that against him. And he said, stand up, leave. Don't come to my masjid. So he came to Orlando, he was saying, so I had to pat his back and say, uncle, no problem. The Imam is not, this person cannot be an alim, Maulvi hai, Jahil hai hoga, kuch hoga. Who will do this? But this is the level of disunity. Ameen bil Jahr. So brother, people who have the love of Rasul Sallallahu, people who know the sunnat and the siyat of Rasul Sallallahu, they will find that the entire life of Rasul Sallallahu was based on the teaching of unity. एक चीज़ और जल्दी से बता दें. When वो क्या है अपना नाम लीजिए, Abu Zar Ghifari. When Abu Zar Ghifari said to Bilal this black guy, son of a black woman, which was a big statement. Rasulullah got so mad that they say that the cheeks of Rasulullah turned red out of anger. And he said to Abu Dhar, Innaka imru'un fika jahiliya. And Abu Dhar was the leader of his tribe. Rasulullah said, you are a person who is still jahil. Abu Dhar. Right? This unity, yeah? How can Rasulullah tolerate this unity? Later on, Abu Dhar also said, he repented, he went to Bilal, and then Bilal said, no problem, brother, I forgive you. He said, no, let me kiss your feet. He said, as a repentance, he said, my self-consciousness will not be good until I kiss your feet. He said, no, you don't have to see that. Arabs at that time used to they will kiss your forehead, out of respect. And so anyhow, anything that will create disunity, right? Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Allah Subhanahu wa Taala is saying the same. So this is why, brothers, learn how to be united. And wala tafarraqu, and if you will, because Islam is the religion that came to unite, and then, brothers, think about the blessing that Allah Subhanahu wa Taala had given to us, right? And that is that we were so close of going into hellfire. Shafa hufra, you and I both, everybody. If Quran has not come, if Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam had not come, فَأَنْقَذَكُمْ مِنْهَا, Allah Subhanahu wa Taala saved us. So let's not go back into Jahannam. Right? Disunity will take us to Jahannam. Right? Chale. Next ayah number 104. It says, وَلْتَكُمْ مِنْكُمْ أُمَّةٌ يَدْعُونَ إِلَى الْخَيْرِ وَيَأْمُرُونَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَيَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنْكَرِ وَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُفْلِحُونَ. Who would remind us about what Islam teaches us? Allah said, a group amongst you. وَلْتَكُمْ مِنْكُمْ أُمَّةٌ. Ummah means a group. Minkum means among you. Amongst you there should be a group who should be teaching people what is good, and should be teaching people what is evil. Meaning they should be reminding. Right? So al-amru bil ma'roof wa nahy anil munkar. Teaching what is good and prohibiting what is evil. Allah said there should be a group among people who should be reminding you all the time, so that you don't forget. Allah said, وَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُفْلِحُونَ. These are the people who will be the successful one. And this is the beauty of Islam, brothers, and the reminders. Very important. Al-amr bil ma'roof wa nahy anil munkar. But the only thing is, you have to learn. You have to learn how to teach good and how to prohibit evil. If you are not capable of this, then do not do it. Because if you don't know how to make a dish and you'll try to make a dish, you are going to spoil it. Anything that is done without learning, you are going to mess that thing up. So you have to learn. Let me tell you that incident again. Maulana Ilyas Sahab Rahmatullah Alayh, a great alim of India, one day he was traveling in 1920s, 30s in a train. The time for Salah came. He prayed Salah with his students in the train. The train was moving, he prayed Allah. There was one Muslim brother who did not pray. So Maulana Ilyas Sahab Rahmatullah Alayh, after Salah, felt sorry for this Muslim. He went to him and he started talking to him. That guy, right, was very rude, very ill-mannered. He started using foul language to Maulana Ilyas Sahab. So the students of Maulana Ilyas got mad. They came to yell or scream at that guy that, what are you doing? You are talking about. So Mullah Sahab said to those people, no. It's my mistake. Dekhiye, how big people were. He said, it's my mistake, it's not his mistake. What? It's my mistake. And then he gave a metaphor. He said, हमने ठंडे तवे पे रोटी डाल दी. The oven was cold and I put bread inside. The oven was, तवा ठंडा था, ठंडे तवे पे रोटी डाल दी. I should have first made friendship with him. Right? And then I should have reminded. We don't know each other, just met and I started preaching him. Of course, his reaction was what he reacted. So, al-amr bil ma'ruf and nahy al-munkar is important, but you have to learn it. If you will do it without learning, you will mess it up big time. In fact, you might take those people away from deen. Away from deen. Many people who went away from deen, if you look into their life, right, you'll find out that some pious person, tried to reform them but in the wrong way. So now, because of their उसको कहते हैं बेढंगेपन से, क्या था उसका वसीम, एक शेर था कि बहुत अच्छा शेर. खैर, so चलें, याद नहीं याद. खैर, तो so he said that, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that is the al-amru bil ma'ruf wa nahy al munkar, but brothers, don't do it without learning. Learn it and then do it. And then last thing, yeah.
One time, so over there, it's every Muslim's duty to do this. Now over here, it says there should be a group of people who will be doing this. So this is a contradiction.
No, it's, there is no contradiction in it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala think, देखिए, I have 3 minutes actually. वल आस्र इन्नल इंसान लफी खुस्र इल्ला, आपको मालूम है कि Allah saying all human beings are in a loss except for those people who have iman and who do good deeds and who they remind each other of what is right. तो डॉक्टर साहब, यहाँ पर is वतवासौ बिल हक़. It is not amr bil ma'ruf. Tawasaw is when we are reminding each other. You are reminding me, I am reminding you. That's what tawasaw. Right? So this is different. Right? There is Zafar bhai and Shafat bhai. They are reminding each other about what is good and what is bad. So this is different. But al-amr bil ma'ruf wa nahy anil munkar is that if, let's say, Zafar bhai sees something wrong in Shafat bhai, and he said, no, now if you reform him, then you have to reform him in a nice way. Don't try it. Nobody has been able to do it. But so you have to, so you are reforming him. You are not reminding him. That वहाँ पे क्या है? वहाँ पे is reminder. Tawasaw bil haqq wa tawasaw bis sabr. We should remind each other, right? But al-amr bil ma'ruf wa nahy al munkar is that you are teaching somebody what is good. He doesn't know it. And you are prohibiting. And now prohibiting is a big thing. Nobody will accept your prohibition until you have some connection.
You have to have knowledge.
Yeah, you have to have knowledge. So these are two different things. It's a very good point that Nasir bhai brought. So tawasaw bil haqq wa tawasaw bil haqq is just reminders each other. But al-amr bil ma'ruf wa nahy is different. That you are preaching. You are preaching and then you are prohibiting things. Arey bhai, for that, you need lots of guts, lots of understanding. Ilm hona chahiye. Definitely you have to have knowledge. Otherwise, वो कढ़ी जो बनती है ना, कढ़ी is a very sensitive thing. If you don't know how to make kadhi, you will never be able to make kadhi. Right? In Urdu, they say if you don't know how to make kadhi, don't even try.
Can you do class for us, how to do it?
Yeah. अच्छा जल्दी से लास्ट आया वला तकूनु कल्लदीन तफर्रकू. Don't be among those people who created rift among themselves. तो उसका क्या हुआ? वख्तलफू मिन बाद मा जाअहुल बय्यिनात. Whatever ilm came to them, right, that they misused that ilm. Okay? So then what happened was they created fasad. Wa ulaika lahum adhabun azim. And for such people who are disunited, then for them there is a big adhab. A big adhab in this world, because you will have no dignity and respect in the eyes of others. Right? And azab after death, because you are a failed Muslim. Failed Muslim. A good example of that, my dear brothers, is Palestine is a small country, all Arab countries, all disunited. They could not help this small country. Right? Because you are fighting in your country, you hate your leader, leaders hate you, everybody is. Iraq, 2 million innocent people were bombed. Why? Disunity. Libya finished. Right? Now India, 300 million Muslims, we are all disunited. 300 million. Disunited. So it's like a lanat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala over Muslims. Wherever we are right? So, and this is just continuing this. I do not know when it is going to come to an end. We are always disunited on everything. If we are discussing any topic, differences of opinion is no problem. If we don't have differences of opinion, then we are all dumb. We are stupid people. If you have a brain, you have your own view. That's not a problem. Right? But unity is important. I don't agree with you on this point, but I will go with you. Because if I go my way, this will disunite the ummah. Right? In one hadith, Rasul said, even if you are on haqq, on haqq, but if you, for the sake of unity, if you go with the people, then Allah will be pleased with you. So that's certain principles. There are some books if you want to read on this. There's one very beautiful book written by Mawlana Ilyas Sahab, Shaykh al-Hadith Sahab, Ismail Ilyas Sahab. It says, ikhtilaf ki adab. How to differ and how much can you differ. Right? So differences everywhere. Ab dekhe na, you go to any university, go to Harvard University. All these professors on every subject, they have their own finding, research. His research differs from this professor. It's not that they are fighting. Right? No. This is important that you have, but brother, on matters which are important, everybody is together. Agree to disagree. चलिए साहब दुआ करें. Allahumma tassalam unka salam tabarak rabbana ta'ala ya dha jalal ikram. Ya Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our sitting here. Ya Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala unite the ummah of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put love and affection and care in our heart towards our Muslim brothers and sisters. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when we die, give us death upon iman. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun.